one of the first books I want to talk about is this one here that I got, called A History of Britain. And I think this was supposed to have at some point a dust jacket and all that, and that's been removed, probably because I bought the book as a remainder type book. So sometimes when that happens, they'll either remove the dust jacket to make it less valuable, or they'll put a small mark on the bottom. And I like the book to be as it was, but that's okay. You get it much, much cheaper, and obviously the book is still informational or enjoyable, depending on if it's fiction or history or whatever. So this one is called, as I said, The History of Britain. It is written by Simon, looks like Schama, Schama. And I was just kind of looking through this before I started this part of the video. And it looks like it starts off with the very beginnings of Britain, with the tribes and what they know about that, and then it goes all the way through to Elizabeth I. As you can see, it is glossy paper, and it has, if I can get this correct on the thing here, it has pictures and things like that make it very attractive. I've read through a few portions of it, and it looks pretty good. A lot of history tends to be just dry, and this is what happened next, and this is what happened next. And it is sort of like that, but I thought it was not too bad, the little parts that I did read. Next up is a wow book, I'd like to call it. This is Dores, D-O-R-E'(S), London. And it is a very large format book, as you can see here. And it is, if you don't know who Gustave Dore was, he was an illustrator, very, very famous. A lot of the high-quality books tend to use him as the illustrator. So this one here, it says all of the 180 images from the original London series. And what this tends to be is snippets from little bits of all of the books and articles that Gustave Dore illustrated for. So, like here's an example. This one is a full page. You can see on the one part of the book here, if I can get this situated correctly, it's very, very beautiful as far as the pages that it's going to show you, have you read the snippets of. I have read The Mystery of Edwin Drood, and this particular illustration, which is on the next page, really fits the text. As you can see here, right there. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff. So if you're looking for a wow book, and this has just, I'm see how many pages it has. I mean, upwards of almost 400 pages of text and illustrations. It's just beautiful. So, I would think it'd be well worth your money to purchase this, just to peruse it and enjoy it. So, Dores, London, all 180 images from the original London series. Next up is John Muir, Nature's Visionary. Let's see if you can see that this way. And this is actually a National Geographic book. I'm not sure if it's real leather or not. As you can see, it's very nicely bound. It has his picture on the front there, and his signature. And there is gilded edging all the way around it. And I got this through several of the books that I've been showing here I got through Edward B. Hamilton, and that's kind of like the half-price books and things that I don't know, there's some other websites, and I don't think half-price books is a website. I don't remember now, but there's, you guys have been talking about some discounted book places, and that's what Edward B. Hamilton is, and you can get on the web and look to see what they have available. Mostly the stuff comes in like a catalog or that I get in the mail. So and then you have to write a check. They don't accept MasterCard and Visa. I don't know, that probably keeps their costs down. But these are the kinds of things you can get through them. All kinds of fiction and art books, architecture, philosophy, just tons and tons of things. Sometimes, of course, they are, what do they call those, where they put the mark on them, or sometimes they'll be without a dust jacket. Most of the ones I've gotten were pretty good. So I want to go through this one really quick, and then the next segment I'm just going to show the rest of the books that I got very quickly through that haul on December 4th. Yes, I'm still on December 4th. So, but anyway, this book is really cool. It goes through his life, birth to death, and of course he was very famous for bringing the American West to the attention of the American people. So like what they have is a mixture of National Geographic type photos, modern day photos of places that he visited, and along with photos that were taken of him also, when he was actually doing some of his, I guess you could call it exploration or travels. So like here's a modern day photo like that. But this is just, it's just absolutely beautiful. I love this one here. I believe it's the Grand Canyon. So, so it's kind of a coffee table book, but yet very informative about his life. So kind of like a biography. So what I'm going to do next then is, it also has a ribbon marker too, and it's kind of squishy. The cover is squishy there. So okay, I have a whole bunch here to go through, so I'll try to go through them really fast and try not to explain too much about them. So okay, here is Thucydides, and he is a Greek writer, or one of the older guys, way the ancient guys, I should say. He chronicled the Peloponnesian Wars, and this is a book about him. And I do want to read the actual translation of Thucydides, I think, before I read this. So I can't remember if I have that on order or not, but I do want to read the actual translation of the ancient Greek before I read that, I think. Okay, Journey. This is a small book here, just a little paperback. A Journey to the End of the Russian Empire by Anton Chekhov. I thought this looked really interesting. It's a journal of his travels. Out here, nobody worries about saying what he thinks. There's no one to arrest you. So I thought that was good. This is someplace I really, really want to go camping. I have a little pop-up camper, and just got a new truck last year, and I'm hoping to kind of get around to some places. So I have Dakota's calendar. I don't have it here right now, but I've had one like all last year. It has beautiful pictures. This doesn't have too many pictures, but it's places to go and see in the Dakotas. Gorgeous place, more than what you would think. Discovery at Rosetta. I thought this looked interesting. This was another one of the books that I got from Edward B. Hamilton. They were marked down type books. And here is another one I got from there. Lost to the West, to the Forgotten Byzantine Empire that rescued Western civilization. I don't know too much about that, the Byzantine Empire, so that's kind of why I got that. Wanted to find out some more. Okay, some books on reading. Reading and books on books, which is kind of one of my favorite things to read about is books on books, books on reading. And I think I explained to you once about the literary theory thing that I had, that kind of stuff. This one here is The Lost Art of Reading. And this is kind of a famous author who writes for, yes, Los Angeles Times, I believe. He does book reviews and things like that. This is a real small book. Not too many pages. The print's not too bad. I'm actually reading this right now, and I'm almost done with it. And I probably will do a little review on it. If I'm not real good at those, I don't think, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay? More books on books. This is actually a book about a lady who, and I believe her husband, who owned a bookstore in Vermont, a used bookstore. And I always find those really, 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 really interesting. So I believe this was written in the 1960s. And I actually have 2 copies of this book. And so if anyone is interested, I might do a giveaway on it. And actually this one here is a little more tattered than the one I'm going to give away. Don't ask me why I ordered 2 of them. Maybe I had forgotten that I ordered it, and all of a sudden another one came in the mail, and it was like, oh well, now I have 2. A Magnificent Farce. And this is by Edward Newton, who has written other books too, early 20th century. And I was trying to see what the subtitle to this was. It was kind of neat. A Magnificent Farce and other diversions of a book collector. I actually read this book on my Sony e-reader. It was one of those downloads from Google, the free books that you can get. The problem with those is they're scans. And so when the book has illustrations and things like that, the illustrations just don't come out very well. I found the book pretty interesting. It does go off into diversions, like it says. He went to England and things like that, and he did talk about some of the bookshops and things that he visited there. But I just thought it was just a real interesting little book, so I decided to go ahead and buy it. And I was just kind of curious to see, some of the illustrations in there, because they just didn't look very well, and they didn't come across well at all on the Sony e-reader with the scanned Google book. So I liked that one there. Another book about books and book collecting. Another book about reading. This is Pat Conroy, My Reading Life. Another rather small book. It does have what you guys call that rough edge, and I've been trying to tell you guys. I told a couple people in there. You can't really see it on this camera, can you? But anyway, it has that. It's called a decal edge. That's really what the term, the book term, is actually called. So decal edged. Pat Conroy is a modern day author of several novels, and I thought that looked really good.